Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of Hollywood's most iconic stars. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're shining the spotlight on the incomparable Richard Pryor, a trailblazing comedian who left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Born on December 1st, 1940, in Peoria, Illinois, Richard Pryor grew up in a world that was both vibrant and challenging. His early life was shaped by the complexities of his family background, with his mother, Gertrude, working as a prostitute, and his father, Leroy, serving as a bartender and a boxer. This unconventional upbringing would later influence Richard's unflinching honesty and irreverent humor. As a child, Richard lived with his grandmother, Marie Carter, in a brothel on the city's south side. The brothel, located at 2117 North Washington Street, was a hub of activity, with a constant flow of people coming and going. This environment exposed Richard to a wide range of characters, from prostitutes and pimps to musicians and gamblers. These early experiences would later shape his comedic style, which often explored themes of identity, community, and social justice. Richard's education took place at the local public schools, where he struggled to find his place. He was a shy child, but he found solace in making people laugh. He would often entertain his classmates with impressions and jokes, honing his craft and developing his unique voice. His grandmother, Marie, encouraged his creativity, recognizing the therapeutic value of humor in coping with the difficulties of their lives. The jazz clubs and radio stations of Peoria also played a significant role in shaping Richard's early life. He would often sneak into the local jazz clubs to listen to musicians like Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington, whose music inspired him to explore the possibilities of improvisation and creativity. The radio stations, meanwhile, provided Richard with access to a wide range of comedic styles, from the witty banter of Jack Benny to the irreverent humor of Lenny Bruce. As we explore Richard Pryor's early life, it becomes clear that his unique blend of creativity, curiosity, and resilience was forged in the crucible of his childhood experiences. From the brothels and bars of Peoria's South Side to the jazz clubs and radio stations that filled his imagination with possibilities, Richard's formative years were a complex tapestry of influences that would eventually give rise to one of the most innovative and influential comedians of our time. The historical context of Richard's early life is also noteworthy. The 1940s and 1950s were a time of great social change in America, with the civil rights movement gaining momentum and the country struggling to come to terms with its own racial prejudices. Peoria, as a city, was not immune to these tensions, and Richard's experiences reflect the complexities and challenges of growing up African American during this period. As we delve deeper into Richard Pryor's early life, we find that his childhood experiences were marked by both joy and hardship. He faced racism and discrimination, but he also found support and encouragement from his family and community. These early experiences would later shape his comedic style, which often explored themes of identity, community, and social justice. One notable example of Richard's early life is his relationship with his grandmother, Marie Carter. She was a strong and independent woman who played a significant role in shaping Richard's values and worldview. She encouraged his creativity and supported his dreams, even when others doubted him. This relationship would later influence Richard's portrayal of strong female characters in his comedy routines. Another important aspect of Richard's early life is his exposure to the entertainment industry. He would often watch movies at the local cinema, where he was fascinated by the performances of actors like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. These early experiences would later shape his own comedic style, which often incorporated elements of physical comedy and satire. The influences of his family, education, and environment all contributed to the development of his unique comedic style, which would eventually captivate audiences across America. It was during this period that Richard began to hone his craft as a stand-up comedian, performing in various clubs and venues across the country. One of Richard's early breaks came in 1963, when he appeared on the popular television show On Broadway Tonight. This exposure helped him gain recognition and soon led to appearances on other notable programs, such as The Ed Sullivan Show and The Tonight Show. These early television spots not only showcased Richard's comedic talents, but also introduced him to a wider audience, setting the stage for his future success. In the mid-1960s, Richard Pryor moved to Los Angeles, where he became a regular performer at popular comedy clubs like the Troubadour and the Comedy Store. It was during this time that he developed his unique comedic style, which often incorporated elements of storytelling, improvisation, and social commentary. Richard's unflinching honesty and irreverent humor quickly gained him a reputation as one of the most innovative and fearless comedians of his generation. Richard's experiences in Los Angeles also had a profound impact on his personal life. He became friends with other notable comedians, such as Red Fox and Dick Gregory, who shared his passion for social justice and his commitment to using comedy as a platform for commentary and critique. These relationships not only influenced Richard's comedic style but also provided him with a sense of community and support during a period of great personal and professional change. In 1967, D. Dol, C.Y. and Year, Richard Pryor released his first comedy album, Richard Pryor, which was recorded live at the Troubadour in Los Angeles. The album was a critical and commercial success, showcasing Richard's unique comedic style and cementing his reputation as a rising star in the world of comedy. Over the next few years, Richard would release several more albums, each one pushing the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in comedy, and further establishing him as a pioneer in the field. The late 1960s and early 1970s were also a time of great social change in America, with the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement gaining momentum. Richard Pryor's comedy often reflected these changes, incorporating elements of social commentary and critique into his routines. His unflinching honesty and irreverent humor made him a hero to many young people who were looking for a voice that spoke to their experiences and concerns. As we explore this period in Richard Pryor's life, it becomes clear that his career was not without its challenges. He faced racism and discrimination, both within the entertainment industry and in society at large. Despite these obstacles, Richard persevered, using his comedy as a platform for commentary and critique. His determination and resilience ultimately paid off, as he became one of the most successful and influential comedians of his generation. One notable example of Richard's comedic style during this period is his legendary performance at the Red Fox Club in Los Angeles. The club was a hub for African-American comedians, and Richard's performances there helped establish him as a major talent in the comedy world. His routines often incorporated elements of storytelling and improvisation, showcasing his unique ability to connect with audiences and push the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in comedy. Another important aspect of Richard's career during this period is his work in film. He appeared in several movies, including The Busybody and Uncle Tom's Cabin, which helped him gain recognition as a talented actor and comedian. These early roles laid the groundwork for his future success in film, which would include iconic performances in movies like Silver Streak and Car Wash. From his early days as a stand-up comedian in Los Angeles to his groundbreaking work in film and television, Richard Pryor's remarkable achievements continue to inspire and influence new generations of artists and fans alike. The 1980s were a tumultuous time for Richard Pryor, marked by both professional triumphs and personal struggles. Despite his success, he grappled with cocaine addiction, which began to take a toll on his health and relationships. In 1980, Pryor suffered a near-fatal accident while freebasing cocaine, setting himself on fire and undergoing extensive surgeries for burns covering over 50% of his body. This incident marked a turning point in his life, prompting him to reevaluate his priorities and eventually seek help for his addiction. Pryor's personal struggles during this period also included marital issues and custody battles. His fourth marriage to actress Flynn Belaine ended in divorce in 1982, and he faced challenges in maintaining a relationship with his children due to his addiction and erratic behavior. Despite these challenges, Pryor continued to find solace in his work, using his comedy as a platform for self-expression and healing. One notable example of Pryor's comedic genius during this period is his stand-up special Richard Pryor, live on the Sunset Strip, released in 1982. The special, which was recorded at the Hollywood Palladium, showcases Pryor's unflinching honesty and irreverent humor as he tackles topics such as racism, sex, and his own personal struggles with addiction. The special was a critical and commercial success, cementing Pryor's reputation as one of the greatest stand-up comedians of all time. In addition to his stand-up work, Pryor continued to act in films during the 1980s, appearing in movies such as Stir Crazy and Brewster's Millions. These roles allowed him to showcase his versatility as a performer and further solidify his status as a Hollywood star. Pryor's collaborations with other comedians and actors, such as Gene Wilder and John Candy, also resulted in some of the most iconic comedies of the decade. Pryor's impact on the comedy world during this period extended beyond his own performances. He inspired a new generation of comedians, including Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, and Dave Chappelle, who have often cited Pryor as a major influence on their work. Pryor's unwavering commitment to honesty and authenticity in his comedy also paved the way for future comedians to tackle tough subjects and push the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in the genre. As we explore Richard Pryor's life and career in the 1980s, it becomes clear that this period was marked by both creative triumphs and personal struggles. Despite facing numerous challenges, Pryor continued to innovate and inspire, leaving an indelible mark on the world of comedy. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.